In today's video, I want to take you guys through another ridiculous PlayStation 5 social media stat. This is something that I've been talking about quite a bit, and while social media, generally speaking, and trends like this aren't a fantastic barometer of the excitement level of a platform and how it translates to sales itself, when it's to an exponential degree, you do have to talk about it, and it definitely does send a message. And once again, we have another pinpoint data point where we can look at the PlayStation 5's excitement level and realize that people are absolutely stoked for this console. Alright, so how about this? PlayStation 5 just uploaded their teardown video. I should say PlayStation just uploaded their teardown video of the PlayStation 5, and how about this? The video is already at 4.5 million YouTube views, which is a colossal number of YouTube views given the time period it's been uploaded for. And while Sony never uploaded a teardown video of the original PlayStation 4, there was a video that was uploaded on Wired, but that wasn't uploaded directly by Sony since its release back in November of 2013. This particular PS4 teardown video received less than 400,000 views as noted on WCCF Tech. However, we do have a comparison point of the PlayStation 4 Pro teardown video, and since the upload of that video going back to November of 2016, to this day that video has 1.5 million views. So think about this for a second. That video has been up for 4 years and it has 1.5 million views. The PlayStation 5 teardown video has been up for 1 day and has 4.5 million YouTube views. Now, given the fact that the majority of the views are going to come in on day one, maybe not the majority, but a good bit of the YouTube views are going to come in on day one, and then they gradually increase after that, or sometimes you'll see a spike during specific points. Like, for the teardown video, we're probably going to get a spike the week of the PlayStation 5's release as well, so I could easily see this number climb up to 10 to 13 million, but yeah, let's say 10 million is a conservative number that we get to that view count by, let's say, the end of the year. You're talking about the PS4 Pro teardown video having 1.5 million YouTube views in the past 4 years. That is absolutely insane to me. Now, obviously, the PS4 Pro was just an upgraded console. It wasn't like the PlayStation 5 being a brand new console. However, I still think at this gravitas, as that big of a disparity between the YouTube views of the two platforms, that definitely tells you something. Again, social media metrics, not the best barometers. I've been following social media metrics for a long time and seeing how it correlates to video game sales and things like television ratings and things of that nature. And generally speaking, what I've noticed in studying these types of data is that when you have a small discrepancy, let's say the discrepancy was 1.5 million views versus 2 million views. Okay, that doesn't really tell us much. You're really not gonna figure out a lot of information regarding that. It's not gonna be like, okay, since it has 2 million views versus 1.5 million views, it's gonna sell, 100% versus the PS4 Pro 75%. It doesn't necessarily work that way. However, what I have noticed is that when there is an exponential degree of disparity between the social media metrics, okay, then you have a talking point, then you can start mentioning that, then that really does start to speak something, and it probably speaks something to a pretty big degree, especially when we look at the numbers that we're looking at when it comes to the PlayStation 5. If you've been following things like Google Trends information, Instagram trends, Twitter trends, all of those information, YouTube trends, of course, we're talking about that right now. The PlayStation 5's numbers are absolutely ridiculous. Like, I cannot begin to explain to you guys the numbers the PlayStation 5's official videos are pulling in comparison to a lot of other platforms. I mean, Xbox is doing really well. Don't get me wrong. Xbox, in comparison to Xbox One, they are doing incredibly well. I am not counting the Series S and Series X short. It's just PlayStation 5's numbers right now that they're pulling are pretty ridiculous, and I think that goes to show that the hype for this console is going to be absolutely through the roof. That's why I'm scared for things like, I really hope that these retailers are not planning on stocking up on PS5s, additional PS5s, come Black Friday, because that's just going to be an S show. I mean, we got a global pandemic going on here. I don't want people, fighting over getting a PlayStation 5. I really wish that 2020 was just a little bit more simplistic and we could have had a healthy number of PlayStation 5s to satiate the demand. I mean, that would have been hard in its own right, given that it was hard for the PlayStation 4, and I feel like the hype for the PlayStation 5 is exponentially greater than the PS4. Maybe that's my anecdotal information, but based on the metrics I'm looking at, the people I'm talking to, the comments, the Twitter mentions, everything like that, everything to me is suggesting that this console is going to sell an obscene amount of units, especially because it does have a strong launch lineup, unlike the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 had an okay launch lineup, but even then, it killed numbers. The PlayStation 5, you're talking about all of those cross-generational titles, the third-party cross-generational titles. you know, so to speak, but you're also getting Spider-Man Miles Morales, and yes, I know that's on PS4, however, the idea is Spider-Man is gonna be on the marketing material for the PlayStation 5. I cannot stress to you guys how huge that is to have an IP like Spider-Man there for the marketing material of your launch time. You have a game for the hardcore consumers in Demon's Souls Remake. That game is going to sell so many of the core audience on getting a PlayStation 5 day one that I think that's fantastic to have on launch. Spider-Man's for the casuals, and then you've got Sackboy Adventure. For kids, that's going to be a great game. And then on top of that, by the looks of it, it looks like the first 6 months is going to be pretty good for the console as well. They're targeting 7.5 million units by the end of fiscal year 2021. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know how many consoles they're going to be producing by fiscal year end of 2021, but 7.5 million units sounds like absolute cake to me. Like, shove it in. I think the 7.5 million units is easy as hell, given that that was the PlayStation 4's number, and again, I just think there's so much additional hype to the PS5. I think the game lineup looks so much better. I think PlayStation, more so than ever before, has fostered an incredible amount of goodwill with the consumer, where now people are invested in PlayStation. Look, PlayStation 3, I love the PlayStation 3, but by the end of the PlayStation 3, there wasn't this goodwill and this investment that Sony has by its audience versus what they've done with the PlayStation 4 after delivering a quality lineup of exclusives for the last 6 years. And hey, you could say that about the PlayStation 3 as well. I just feel like the PlayStation 3 wasn't getting that recognition. Look, games like Starhawk, they were great. They were not getting the recognition that they deserved. Massive action game, loved it. Demon's Souls in 2009, yeah, it got a little bit of recognition, but that was a game that honestly kind of became this bigger story as the years went on and Souls became this bigger franchise. With the PlayStation 4, your God of Wars of the world, your Spider-Mans of the world, even Days Gone. If you look at the sales numbers for a game like Days Gone, they are absolutely crazy for a brand new IP, and now they're taking all of that into it and they're pushing it in and they fostered that goodwill, and now we're going into the PlayStation 5's release. Look, if you want that console, I mean, honestly, I don't know what to say. I think the eBay prices are going to be disgusting. I think it's super unfortunate because I know a lot of people want to get it for their kids, for themselves, even for the holiday season. And hey, who knows? I might be completely wrong. I might be completely out to lunch. Who knows? Maybe people are not going to be wanting to drop $500, $400. Again, it's a hard time in the world with everything going on. I know a lot of people have been laid off. I know a lot of small businesses have gone defunct, and yeah, that's absolutely horrible, but I still believe that there's a great amount of hype for the console, just because you even look at social media, everybody's upset, or a large majority of people are upset that they couldn't get their pre-order in. So what does that bode for the future and them getting more consoles? We'll see how ultimately everything shakes out, but I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts. What is your excitement level for the PlayStation 5? Honestly, at this point, I'm probably a little bit less excited than most people, since the launch lineup to me doesn't have that one game that really stands out to me. Like, if Ratchet & Clank was at launch, oh my god, I would be super stoked. Demon's Souls is cool. I'm not the biggest Souls guy in the world. Spider-Man is cool. I know it's a standalone expansion, so I'm not expecting as big of a game as Marvel Spider-Man. And Sackboy Adventure I'll have fun with, but none of that is like super stand out to me. None of that is like a Ratchet & Clank, a God of War 2, a Final Fantasy 16. Those three games, okay, now we're gonna get the ball rolling. Now those are some PS5 games I'm super looking forward to. But that's gonna wrap up this video again. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.